17 members of El Chapo's family have defected here to the U.S.
Now, several law enforcement sources have told our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy that this unusual arrangement is all part of a plea deal in Chicago involving one of the drug lord's sons. Chuck Gowdy joining us now with late details on this story. Chuck?
Stephen, Allison, with the U.S. sending tens of thousands of Mexican citizens out of the country, tonight we have a story of why the Justice Department is paving the way for 17 relatives of drug kingpin El Chapo Guzman to come into the country from Mexico. Chapo's kin tonight essentially defecting for their own safety as part of a guilty plea deal in Chicago by one of the drug lord's sons. The 17 relatives of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman coming across the border with jam-packed roller bags, some filled with thousands in U.S. currency, according to U.S. authorities. Family members converging last Friday here at the border crossing from Tijuana to San Ysidro in Southern California. This woman among the group, Guadalupe Lopez Perez, one of Chapo's ex-wives, and the mother of Chapo's sons, Ovidio Guzman and Joaquin Guzman Lopez. Both of Chapo's sons being held here in Chicago on major drug trafficking charges. As NBC5 Investigates reported last week, Ovidio Guzman has cut a deal with prosecutors at the Dirksen Federal Building and is scheduled to plead guilty in July. Several current and former federal sources who asked not to be named tonight tell NBC Chicago that the immigration of these 17 Chapo relatives, including a sister, were part of the deal that resulted in Ovidio's guilty plea. The government's immigration red carpet for kin of a drug dealer may come at a high price for Ovidio Guzman. His cooperation against other Sinaloa drug cartel officials who are in custody here. The exodus of El Chapo's blood relatives is a clear sign that they feared retaliation in Mexico, and their defection may signal an unexpected end to the family's decades-long reign atop a cartel that has long controlled 80% of Chicago's illicit street drugs.
Let me be direct. To the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel, you are no longer the hunters. You are the hunted.
Federal authorities in California declining to discuss Chapo's family at the border or his son's Chicago plea deal. But authorities did show off tons of cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl seized from the Sinaloa cartel, some stashed in cartel work cars. And they announced the indictment of 7 alleged Sinaloa cartel operatives, some, they say, connected to Chapo's sons now jailed in Chicago. The men being held in California tonight are charged with narco-terrorism, a new component of President Trump's Take Back America initiative that elevates drug traffickers to the level of terrorists. NBC Chicago asked the U.S. Attorney and the FBI here to discuss the defection of Chapo kin, and officials at both agencies declined.